Wow, wow. Hey, we were trying our best to make sure we get the right information to you and all of that good stuff. Sometimes things don't work the way we want to. Such is life, but we are going to get back to it, no question about it. Uh, for those guys who were on the other channel, hopefully you got the message. You were able to check out and check back in. hmm Give me 1 second here to get get us all lined up. Still coming. Public. Is this me? Is this me? Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we're in with some folks. All right, we got folks moving back over. Nope. I just want to make sure I get back on so I can get to be able to answer your questions right quick. We went directly live. That's something that's sort of new. We're going to talk about what we're meaning to talk about, which is improving your sex lives by talking about what's really important. That is talking about your sexual health and talking about the alcohol and how that is affecting guys. So, yeah, we are live. Okay. One more second. What's going on with the live stream? Okay. That's good. We're good. Much better. All right. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. We are now back into it. I wanted to do something special in terms of getting that, being able to talk one-on-one with you, but things happen. Things happen. But I do want to get back into it because it is important. I just saw something from someone saying something really important to me, and that was talking about using this information for the men's ministry. That's deep. That I really appreciate that. And let me see. Wow. I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to hop on my laptop so I can see. I want to make sure I get all the comments and everything. All right, we're gonna wing it. Hey, what's going on, Ray? What's going on, Terrence? Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, love it. All right, great, good deal. So good to see you, Sofrick. Good to see you. Once again, apologize for the technical snafus there, but hopefully everybody that was on before will be able to get back in. Hey, what's going on with you, Julius? So yeah, we're talking about alcohol, how it affects you, your mind state, and especially your sex life. So today what I want to do is break down alcohol. It affects on your testosterone, your mood, your communications, and literally your size, the size that you are. Hey, what's going on, Ty? What's going on? So specifically, we're going to talk about the effects on men and women, and we're going to talk about the long and short-term effects and how it actually can make you smaller over the long term. I do mean smaller over the long term. And of course, I want to give a shout out to, like I said before, my team, the people who are helping me out. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. I mentioned something last week, how we really don't have spaces like this for guys to talk about sexual health in our performance. And for some reason, society's saying that, nah, you. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, man. One of those days. It's one of those days. Still going to get the information out there. I'm not sure what the universe is saying to me, but I'm going to say right back, I'm getting this information out. So, as I was saying before, we're talking about alcohol and how it affects your sexual health. And just a quick history, when it comes to alcohol, we're talking about alcohol has been around for freaking ever, 4000 BC. Is what's going on with your Zacchaeus. It's been in basically every society. If you're not using some other form of mind-altering drug, alcohol is the drug of choice for the vast amount of humanity. And anytime anyone's tried to stop people from getting to the alcohol, it's been problems. It's been true problems. The only time they've ever been able to stop people from getting to the alcohol, from using alcohol, has always been in situations where, religion, the religion was all about that. So, Frank, let's talk about turnaround time. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but let's get into it though. Alcohol has been a near universal scale throughout human evolution. And in fact, basically our societies developed off of alcohol because one of the early uses of grain was for alcohol. So they were getting lit back in the day. So here's the problem. Here's the problem that we're facing right now in society is that alcohol is everywhere. There's literally a liquor store around the corner from me. 5-minute walk. In some neighborhoods is way more than that. It's not a liquor store, it's a bunch of liquor stores. But when it comes down to it, with so much access to it, whether you're going to clubs, whether you're just hanging out, happy hour, alcohol has become a mainstay of what it means to be, an American and in fact, all over the world. And it causes a problem because it is so ingrained. If you celebrating because something great happened, it's like, yay, my baby was born, let me get a drink. Or, oh, somebody passed, let me get a drink. It applies to everything. And people have just consumed it. So it's just normal now to actually be right there at the level of over consuming. And it causes a problem because alcohol obviously is going to affect your performance in the bedroom. And for anybody who's having erection issues already, alcohol will take it there. It could be, not could be. If you're having erection issues, alcohol, and you're drinking alcohol, it is a factor, no question. Heavy drinkers are more likely to have poor performances than people who drink moderately. And I'm going to talk about those two differences because heavy drinking is considered more than 15 drinks a week for men and 8 drinks a week for women. So basically you're saying 2 drinks a day if you're drinking every day for a man. Now, my personal opinion, this is what they say, it's going to be fine. It's not good. Alcohol is a poison that actually just happens to make us feel woozy. It's still a poison. So over the years, if you're continually drinking, this will build up. And just one personal note, I have a good friend who has been drinking for the vast majority of his life. You could say alcoholic, and he probably agree with you. But the issue is that, when we have COVID, he caught COVID. So it's not good to be an alcoholic in this day and time. So aside from that, men who drink heavily are also going to experience low testosterone, weak erections, and possibly erectile dysfunction. And of course, low libido. Moderate alcohol doesn't seem to have those same long-term effects, but it does affect you. So young Mr. Snowden just asked a question about wine, and wine is alcohol. So it is going to affect you. I mean, the percentage, of course, is lower for most wines. You're talking about between 9 and 13% alcohol. Some of them go higher. But, when you're talking about the hard liquor, that's much higher. Beer is actually worse. Okay. Frank, I got you. Going from ED issues to being ED free. Got you. So beer is actually worse, though beer is like 5% to 6% alcohol because it has so much estrogen in it. That's the reason why you get beer belly. Estrogen allows your testosterone to aromatase and turn into your testosterone turns into estrogen, and it just piles fat around your midsection. All right. Hey, healthy body fitness. Hey, appreciate that. So here's the thing. Here is the thing. How alcohol affects you depends on your age, your weight, your health, your tolerance, your size. And when I say your size, how tall you are as compared to how big you are. If you're 6'2", but 115 pounds, then alcohol can hit you like that. 6'2", 400 pounds, it may take a little bit longer. So you have to keep that in mind. Yes, Mr. Peterson, you do need to get that African fly. Okay, what's going on here? Some issues. All right. So yeah, you have to be careful because I've had a lot of questions since putting this video up in terms of like, well, how much can I drink? Can I drink a little bit of this, a little bit of that? the thing that I always like to say is what you do all the time, not some of the time. So if you're having erection issues, but you only drink like 3 times a week, then that's too much. It's all the time for you. This is adjustable. You want to get to the perfect version, not perfect, the best version of yourself. And so that does mean you have to scale back on the alcohol. All right. All right. So here's a couple of things to understand about alcohol and its effect on men. And yes, alcohol, African fly will help with the size, but we'll get to that. Alcohol is a depressant, and using it can heavily dampen your mood, your libido, your drive, all of that, including your orgasms, your erections. So what it will lead to is temporary erectile dysfunction. So obviously sober guys are able to get back up to function faster than people who are intoxicated. And, the thing to understand about guys who are like, oh yeah, well, whiskey dick, where I can drink before, or I can drink enough to get what's called whiskey dick, where you just stay hard. If you're like maybe 18, your testosterone is here, maybe that'll work. But the older you get, it's going to cause decreased blood flow to your penis, reduces the intensity of your orgasms, and you won't be as excited. Doing like this is not, is not helpful for making love. That simple. And of course, there's long-term erectile dysfunction. Men who are dependent on alcohol have a 60 to 70%, that's high, 60 to 70% chance of suffering from sexual problems. So, and I say this to my younger guys out there, and especially my older guys, just understand that the more you're doing something in life, your body keeps count. Even if you forget, talking to a lot of guys, you start talking, it's like, how much do you drink? And they're like, oh, I only drink about this much. And you keep paying attention, it's actually about this much, because it's so normal, you don't even think about it. It's like, oh, I went out, I was hanging out with my friends, and then you didn't even count. You were just enjoying yourself. So you have to be careful with that. And for my younger guys, don't get into that normalcy of it. That's the problem. You don't want it to be normal in your life, because it does a bunch of things outside of just your whole sexual health, but it can lead to relationship problems, infidelity, economic insecurity, divorce. We know how alcohol affects people, right? Can ED be cured? Yep. All right, we got some great questions in here. I'm gonna make sure I get to all of them. Hold on one second. Where is my... I got lost in sauce here. All right, cool. But yeah, other issues we're talking about when it comes to drinking alcohol is going to rush into some other issues. We're talking about STDs, because basically when you drink, you're looser, your inhibitions are lowered, and you get that what they call alcohol goggles. All these women start looking good, even though they don't look good. It's that alcohol talking to you. And so we're talking about things such as bad as rape go up when you drink alcohol, and getting STDs goes up tremendously, like 60%. So you have to be aware of that. Now, here's the biggest thing, penile atrophy. Your dick can shrink. So if you're looking at a guy who's like 21, then think of him when he's at 91. Yeah, you're going to get smaller. If you're drinking alcohol, it's going to increase the speed of that process, because once again, alcohol is a poison that makes you feel woozy, but it is going to do great damage to not only your internal organs, but also your blood flow. It just messes up your body. Okay. All right, so really quickly, just the effects on women. So with women, it's sort of different. We'll always talk about the 80-20 rule. For men, 80% of our sexual performance is physical, because you have a member that needs to move. For women, it's not the same thing. So for women, they'll drink alcohol and their inhibitions will go down. Also, what will go down is their lubrication. So it's not as fun. And also the orgasm, the intensity of the orgasm. So having drunk sex is sloppy and not as fun as people think. You wake up in the morning and you can't remember. Yeah, that what fun is that? So, and For women, the more alcohol they drink, the lower the sexual response, the lower the intensity. And like I said, it just makes it harder for them to not only have that sexual drive, they're also going to be uncomfortable. So, so that just covers some of the common myths. People think that drinks make sex better. That's not true. That's not true. It does impact your mood. It changes you. It's mood altering. You're less likely to express yourself well. Yeah, like my man said, you can smell it through their skin and hair. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and the breath. Oh, not to get too raunchy, but when going downtown, she's not going to smell good, and if she's going down on you, something it's not going. Just don't. Just don't. It's never a cool thing. So let me go ahead and wrap this up so I can get to your great questions there, fellas. Access to alcohol has made excessive drinking normal in our times. We do not let alcohol be normal to you. Men who do drink heavily are going to experience erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, and low libido. Men who are dependent on alcohol are 60 to 70% less chance of performing sexually well as they get older. And with a loss in testosterone, damage to your organs, your penis will shrink over time. So, and though it does lower inhibitions, it doesn't increase performance at all. So there we go. So yeah, we're about to switch over to question times. I do want to thank the guys who hung in there with me. We were trying to do some things where I could actually talk to you, but our technology didn't work with us this time. So we'll get to it next time. But please, I am going to be answering your questions in the comment section. Just give me a hot second. And if you're just joining in, once again, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B. I've been the men's performance coach with African Fly for the last 21 years. And so now it's all about giving you guys as much information as possible so that you can spread it to other guys. So, this is very important. For some reason, men aren't allowed to talk about our things. I don't understand why, but we're breaking that barrier immediately so that we can do the things that we need to do. And once again, I'm gonna give a shout out to my team. And also, please, if you can hit that like button. It's just a button. Just go ahead, hit the like button. If you hit that like button, that's going to help other guys. The YouTube algorithm give us some more information so we can help as many guys as possible. So, give me 1 second here. I want to pull up so I can get all the information so I can join you guys. Where am I? Here we go. All right. What's going on, Adam? Yeah, Adam, you're pretty much on point there. It is not necessarily a good idea to drink, just period. I understand. Ethanol is a part of our body, just like we can absorb carbs and fats. We can also absorb ethanol, liquor, and so if you're going overboard with it, it is going to show up. There isn't like, this a great drunk. He never had problems. That doesn't that doesn't work. And Keon, is wine good to drink? Wine, less alcohol in the wine, but if you can still overdo it, they're called winos. You got your guys you got their beer bellies, you got the guys who got their wine, you got the guys with the hard liquor. They said that red wine is better. Me, when I drink wine, I drink Merlot. For a lot of people, they say it tastes like vinegar, but for me, it's like I just don't want the sugar. So there we go. Jose, I quit drinking alcohol 4 years ago. Congratulations, sir. Okay. What did it say? As a truck driver. Yeah. My brother's a truck driver. I think we talked about that before, man. But yeah, my brother's a truck driver, and I know because I see him, and he's limping now. So it's like, yeah, we gotta watch that. 2 glasses of red wine, good for men? Not necessarily. I mean, you like I said before, you want to be as moderate as possible. Guide yourself towards this direction. I've talked about this before in terms of like people who, when they're younger, it's like drink. As you get older, you're going to realize you can't do that. The same thing for like, rappers back in the day. They were like, I'm gonna smoke this much weed and enjoy weed. And you look at them now, nah, they don't. They have to slow down. That's just the way life works. It does not allow you to just sit there and like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever I want to. uh, yeah, and yeah, working out is not going to outpace alcohol. That's just the way it is. Uh-huh. All right, so give me a second here. I'm gonna go back a little bit because we have some great questions coming in. But yeah, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and let me know where you're coming from. Where you at? We appreciate it. I just want to get to know everybody here. Jarius, what's going on? Glad to see you with us. What's going on, Ty? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. There's Zacchaeus said something about the alcohol and the pandemic. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna ask you that other question too. But Zacchaeus, yeah, liquor during the pandemic. That's one thing you have to be careful of. I mean, one thing, people get bored. That's one of the reasons why people drink alcohol. They get bored. There's nothing else to do. For some people, it just became habit from being bored or just hanging out with other people. So you want to be careful. All right, Alabama. All right, Detroit in the house. What's going on with you, Young in Oakland, Oaktown in the house. Shout out to Felicia. Motor City. All right, I love that. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, so Frank asked the question, turnaround time going from ED issues to being ED free. Really depends on you, what level you're at. I wish we had our thing so you could hop on, I could talk to you directly. But just to answer your question, it depends on where you are in your journey. So we talk about often the sexual performance scale. The sexual performance scale is a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, everything works, 1 being nothing works, 5 is right there in the middle. So if you're low on this, it's like a downward spiral. If you're at a 5, and you're trying to get back up, it is a longer journey. It's just that simple, because we're talking about if your erections are not working, your testosterone has been suppressed for a long time. So you have to go through the process of increasing your testosterone. How quickly can you do it really depends on how serious you are. We're talking about the ESEIS system, ESEIS. We talk about energy, sleep, exercise, and intermittent fasting, and your soul. So all 5 of those categories need to be at its peak in order for you to start moving back up the cycle. And the older you get, the harder it is. So you definitely want to make sure that you're paying attention. So when we talk about energy, making sure you're getting that good energy from food. We're talking about live fruits and vegetables. You want to get your 8 hours of sleep. You want to get your exercise in, high hit. You want to make sure you're getting your exercise in, you're being consistent with your exercise, and you want to do intermittent fasting because you need to clear your system out. One of the things with ED, with your body, is that your body is designed to not consume food. This whole thing of eating 3 times a day came from the Moors way back in ancient history. There was no science behind it. It was just what they did. So we're now in the United States, it's Western world period. It's like eat very heavy 3 times. And then at one point they were saying 6 times a day. And it's just, that's people trying to sell you food. And your soul is just how you relax and, how you're dealing with stress. So you need those things to be in good order and for you to get over ED. And to answer your question, there isn't one definite answer, but these things do work very quickly. We have this called therapeutic fasting. People with diabetes can be cured by other diabetes within a month by fasting. So if you can cure diabetes, you can cure ED. So yeah. What's going on, Gerard? Appreciate it. All right. Jarius, I work for a beer distributor. What? Okay. All right. Healthy body fitness. Hey, I appreciate that. All right. See, Quran, let's see it. Okay. Quran Samuels. What I've noticed is that when I go to have sex natural without any alcohol and weed, I last about 10 to 15 minutes. But when I smoke and drink, I last about 30 to 45 minutes. more, but really want to stop. Yeah, and you really should stop because I would like I wish I could talk to you, but there you may be thinking that it's 30 to 45 minutes, but it may be is slightly different because it's alcohol and weed. And it's if it's not affecting you now, it will affect you. I mean, these things, it's like, when you're younger, it's like, I'm never going to get old. Hopefully you will. I have no problem with getting old. I have a problem with aging. Those are two different things. Old is the number of times you go around the sun. Aging is how you take care of your body. Uh-huh. Mm. All right, Carl Wilkinson. I have cardiomyopathy on meds and suffering with ED, but I'm active and drink any don't drink alcohol. Any tips? Um, the main tip is to get off the meds. I'm not sure what's going on with your cardiomyopathy, but when you, as I mentioned before, whenever you're taking medication, the medication is designed to do one thing, whatever it is, whether it's, to make sure you don't have a headache or make sure your heart is pumping, it's designed to do that. The other things that your body is going to do with this new chemical that's in your body is not going to function correctly. It's going to typically pills are going to fix one thing and fuck up the rest. So you want to be careful with that. Check your medication because a lot of the medications do cause ED. So check your medications. I would say that's the first thing to take a look at. All right. Nathan the noob. Okay, got you. Do you do the 16-8 method of intermittent fasting? Yes. For those guys who don't know, that means 16 hours of not eating anything, basically just water, no calories, maybe coffee with no sugar or cream. And 8 hours is when your feeding window. So that's what I do. That's the intermittent fasting that I would recommend for guys. Basically, skip breakfast. So, if you finish eating at 6 o'clock in the evening, you don't eat again until, I typically don't eat until like 1 or 2 in the day. So it just allows my body to rest, to heal, and everything like that. Yes, Anthony, cure diabetes by fasting. Yes. You want to check out Dr. Jason Fung, YouTube him. He has a lot of great information. All right. Let me keep on going down. All right. Tyler, do supplements cause ED? Not necessarily supplements causing ED, but there is, you do want to be careful. The thing to be careful about, first of all, when you're taking supplements, I'm assuming you're talking about pills. You have to know where the pills are manufactured, where they're coming from, the reputation of the company, and just understanding that the vast majority of pills have the lowest level of nutrition of any man-made food, because basically you go into this enclosed area. The person who's working there has, one of those those tent things that they wear to keep everything out. And they're basically smashing chemicals together. That's all it is. So nothing from that comes from the sun. All energy comes from the sun, gets to the plants, et cetera, et cetera. These chemicals don't. So you're going to end up with situations where you're not actually getting benefits from the supplements. Once again, that pill can fix one thing and mess up a bunch. So you want to do the research on the pill itself. Whatever it is, look it up. See if it does affect ED. Big facts, Brooklyn. I'm 34. I feel like I'm 18 in the bedroom. Good, sir. Very good. Zacchaeus, are nitric oxide booster supplements safe? They could be safe. Once again, it's a supplement. You have to be careful. Just understanding what nitric oxide is basically released by the inner lining, the endothelia of your veins throughout your entire body. And so when we talk about eating correctly, when you don't eat correctly, the food clumps up against the side, especially saturated fats. When you're talking about animal products, it starts coating the inside and it tears away the endothelia. So the nitric oxide is not being released. So it's better to have your own nitric oxide. A lot of times people say, "Oh, give me a nitric oxide so I can get that boost." It's temporary. It's just a fix. The real fix, a lot of times for nitric oxide, is actually that fasting. You're allowing your body to go. When you fast, your body is going in and is getting the waste first. So you breathe waste out through your mouth. 84% of waste comes out of your breath. So when you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take this pill, you haven't fixed the issue. Yeah, you may get some more nitric oxide, but your body isn't producing it. It's just getting a little rush right quick, and then you're back to it, and you're gonna be taking those pills forever. Uh-huh. Nathan, do you recommend the vitamin L-arginine? The vitamin, yes. If you're talking about through a pill, not necessarily. You can get that through fruits and vegetables, like for example, watermelon, high in L-arginine and L-citrulline. So you want to get that. Is pine bark good for you? Yeah. Yeah. Once again, whenever we talk about herbs and things like that, everybody's body's individual. So you want to do research on that herb and, just go ahead and experiment with it. Just take it and see how it affects you. I'm not saying do several at the same time because unless you tested them, you see that a combination works for you. But yeah, pine bark is well known. It has worked for many folks for many a year. All right. Yep. Healthy body fitness. Exercise does slow down aging. No question about that. All right. Ty Bud Woods. What's an ideal daily meal plan? Unfortunately, I can't give you that information to you right now. But yeah, we're working on that. We're actually working with a chef to get a. I have my own, but my body's different. My experiences have been different, so you want to get that in a different way. You want to get that. We want to give more information to you. And Tablet also, is there a way to reverse penis shrinkage? Yeah, be as healthy as possible. Because your body is flexible. Your body can rebound. There's limitations, obviously, but there are people who started lifting weights. There's a guy who started lifting weights when he was 78. He's now 95. He's doing good. So you can do that. Obviously, there are limitations. So the healthier you are, the better. And, a lot of times, someone's noticed this very early on. Now, I'll go ahead and confess. It was like Uncle B trying to trick everybody into being healthy by talking about their dicks. Yep. Courtney. I mean, I know that if I told the guys like, hey man, you need to get more sleep. Me. Like, hey man, if you slept more, you'd get closer to getting those morning erections. Oh, word? How many hours do I need to sleep? Yeah. Yeah. So it's all about your health. All right. All right. Big Facts Brooklyn. Started jogging and sprinting, and now I'm fully erect and lasting longer. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Get that workout in. Sprinting and jogging. Yeah. I'm actually going to, man, they closed the tracks around here. I'm in PG County, Maryland. They are not playing around at all with this COVID, so I'm not allowed to go to the track, to the basketball courts, or to restaurants. It sucks. All right. Michael Samuel, walking and biking does help. So give me 1 second, guys. I am missing out on some stuff here. I want to make sure I am getting all the information. Where did I go with my? There we go. All right. Sorry, Nikki, I lost the screen with you. All right. So IQ asks, what's the best treatment for blood flow and how to boost my testosterone? The best treatment for blood flow, the king of blood flow, is exercise. Yeah. I mean, as soon as you start moving around, your blood flow is going to move. So you want to definitely get your blood flow going. Please check out the last video that I did. We went in depth about blood flow, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get some more of this information, notifications, et cetera, et cetera. And the god of blood flow is just breathing. So doing deep breathing definitely helps you with your blood flow and getting everything going. So yeah, those are the two major things. Of course, African fly does help with blood flow. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I am the performance coach with African Fly. I've been doing this for the past 21 years. And so, yeah, I always recommend to guys that they try African Fly. I've seen it work wonders for many a folk. So we want you to try that also. It is a tincture, not a pill. It is a tincture. So it's herbs strained in alcohol, so you get the essence of the herbs. And you can look at some of the testimonials that come through, even on the live stream. It does some good things. All right. Michael Samuel, dear Antler, I would say try it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different, once again, there's over 250,000 plants on the planet, and the vast majority of them have some level of health benefits to it. So you can try that also. All right. Let me see. So young S note, I have African Fly. Will it help with size? All right. So I did a video about that. Please check out the video so we can go in a little bit more depth. So African Fly will help with your size. You do need to be on the upper end of that scale that I mentioned before, the scale of 1 to 10, the sexual performance scale. When you're an 8, 9, or 10, you're getting erections on demand. That's an 8. Spontaneous erection, that's a 9. Morning erections is a 10. When you're in that realm, that's when you start you have so much blood flow going on. Your testosterone is high. The bursting and burning of testosterone fuels an erection. So you need the blood flow in order for your penis to get as much blood as possible. And then it'll go through the process of expanding. It will prevent it from shrinking. So you want to have that there. And is African Fly available in the United Kingdom? Yes. We do ship to United Kingdom. Everywhere the United States Postal Service goes, we go. We are on Amazon. I'm being cautious. We're working with Amazon to go through a couple of different things so we can be good with them and their processes. But we were on Amazon for a hot second, and it was a good thing. We want to make sure we get as many channels for you guys to get to it as possible. All right. So let's see. Great questions, fellas. Appreciate it. All right, Peterson. Just got his order in for African Fly. Hey, I appreciate that. Yep. All right. So, Mr. Paul, because I'm not going to say their first name. You know what I mean. Love it though. Can ED be cured? Yes, sort of. First of all, when we say cured, it can be healed. It can't be cured. When we say cured, it's like, okay, I'm going to take this pill and I'm never going to have ED again or something strange like that. No, that's not going to happen. You can be healed from it. When we say healed is you change your lifestyle. So the things that you've been doing that were leading you to the downward spiral, whether it was drinking, not exercising, not getting enough sleep, eating whatever crap, all these, or just being stressed. Those are the things that can cause ED. So you need to stop those things. Once you stop those things, then yeah, your ED will leave. Issue though, the longer you wait, the harder this process is. So it's like, you're not going to look at a 91-year-old guy laying in the bed, we're not sure how many years or days he has left, and thinking, you know what? I think I can cure it. I can think he can heal him. That road is going to be hard. He would have to be perfect on everything he's doing. So, and that's the thing that you'll notice, guys, those 5 things that I talk about in terms of the energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and your soul, taking care of your stress, things like that. The older you get, you have to be on all 5 of them hard in order to start going up, in terms of working out. Basically, back in the day, I could work out for 3 months, boom, body back. Now it's like 3 years, something like that. It doesn't get better. You need to take care of yourself. Does Peterson ask, does African Fly give the same energy like pre-workout? I'm a gym rat. Not the same as a pre-workout. I know some people that take pre-workouts. I've tried it a couple of times myself, and those pre-workouts, oh, I'm going to lift that thing. Bruh. It's problematic. It's going to be problematic. So what African fly does, you won't get those jitters. You won't be all jacked up like that. However, your stamina will go up. Your endurance will go up. It is great as a pre-workout. You're going to increase your testosterone and your blood flow. Both things are wonderful for it. Many guys have used African fly specifically for that. What's the number one food to help blood flow? To be honest, there isn't a number one food. Because I get the thought process. We've been sort of trained with that thought process. Whenever I've done TV interviews or something like that, they always ask that, what's the one thing you can do? There is no one thing, because there's no one food, there's no one this, there's no one that. It's a combination. Your body is hugely complex. You're a combination of a wind bag and a water bag, and you're affected by things that are around you. You're affected by how much sleep you got or not got, where the moon is. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. So it isn't like one answer. So, but I would say this: fresh fruits and vegetables. Those are the number one. Blood flow, ED, diabetes. That's the cure. We've been taught to eat whatever. We've been taught to eat survival food. So when you go to a grocery store, that first aisle is just fruits and vegetables. That's what you're supposed to be eating. Everything else, all the packaged food came from World War II, where basically it was like we're sending troops all the way overseas, and what are they going to eat? Well, let's dehydrate all the food, take all the juice out of all the water out of the food, and when you get over there, you can rehydrate your potatoes. Well, once they came back, that's why you got stovetop stuffing instead of potatoes. Because of that thought process of like, this is survival food. So you go to the grocery store, look around, it's basically survival food. And if you're continually eating survival food, you will survive. You will not thrive. You will survive. You will also get a high number of chemicals in your body that you shouldn't be getting. You also get a high number of salt, a high level of sugar, and way too much corn. So you have to be very careful with that. So, for me, when it comes to sexual activity, blood flow for, better erections, it's watermelon. It's called the Viagra of nature for a reason. And they shouldn't use the word Viagra. They should use African fly. How many drops of African fly? With African fly, when you're taking it, when you do a double squeeze on the tube, it comes out to about that much. You want to do three of these so you can drop it straight. Have it sit under your tongue for a while. If it's sitting under your tongue, the membranes under your tongue are thinner, so it get into your system faster. And you can also just add it to water. We're basically talking about a teaspoon per serving, morning, afternoon, early evening. If you take it late in the evening, you either need to work out or have sex, or you're going to be awake because it is a stimulant. All right. How does African fly work? It's basically good question. Boss Fam TV. How does African fly work? Basically, it is a what I call a testosterone salad. It just has 8 different herbs in it to work in combination. Some of the herbs that help with your blood flow, some to help with your digestion. So when you're taking it, it's going to increase your testosterone levels naturally. And also it's going to increase your blood flow by dilating your veins. So your veins will just get a little bit bigger, and that will allow blood to go through better and also get to your genitalia. So everything is working the way that it is supposed to. All right. Hope that answered your question there. Julius, what's a good testosterone product? African fly. And it's not just a testosterone product. I mean, that's the reason why I do this. African fly, there is no one answer. So African fly by itself is great, but it's not like, I'm just going to drink this 40 and take some African fly. I'm good. No, you're not. You just wasted. I'm upset with you. We have a lot of guys out there who would like to have that instead of just, messing around. So please. All right. Hold that still for me, Nikki. I have an old knee injury, and my doctor told me I should avoid jogging. Would bouncing on a mini trampoline help with blood flow as an alternative to running? depends on the level of bouncing. Obviously, you don't want to take it too far, but yeah, you do just want to do whatever you can for blood flow. I've had plenty of knee injuries myself, and so getting on a bike is actually, I would say, probably even more better. More better. It would be better. So yeah, you would want to do that. Oh, AT, what's going on, AT? Is it good to mix African flower with a cup of organic beet juice first thing in the morning upon waking up? You mean like I do? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the better formulas because beet juice increases your performance by 20%. We're talking about, they did this studies on just people working out their workout performance. And so taking that with African flower, which also enhances your performance, is a great thing. Let's see, EJ, do you know if masturbation makes your size smaller? It shouldn't. No, it should not make your size smaller unless you're doing something weird. Because basically you're getting more blood flow down there. The issue that you may run into is how you're doing your masturbation. If you're like the vast majority of guys nowadays, you got your phone or you're looking at a TV or whatever, you're looking at porn. That dopamine, you are using your brain is attaching sensations to the screen instead of to a real person. So when you get to around a real person, the level of being turned on to that screen is going to be much more intense than this other person because on the screen it's make believe. It's how many women do you want at the same time? Well, we got a video for that. It's just too much. So you want to be careful with that because it's not like when you're masturbating, you're getting smaller. It's when you're with another person that you're like, she's not as fun as the 22 women that one dude had. Yeah, you're not going to be as excited. You're not going to have the blood flow going down there. All right. Keo. All right. I bought L-arginine with citrulline and hoarding goat weed supplements. Can these help me with my erections and my workouts? Yeah. Once again, you want to be careful with supplements. It's better to get it from nature. L-arginine, L-citrulline you can get that from watermelon. There's plenty of fruits and vegetables that have those in there. Horny goat weed, if you're going to get that as a supplement, just be careful. You want to get it from a reputable company, of course. And just try it. And when I say try it, I don't mean I mean, you have to do an experiment on yourself, I guess you would say, in terms of being able to take one supplement at a time so you know what's going on. You don't want to take things too far. Yeah, you do. It's like an overdose. Yeah, you don't want to overdose. You do not want to overdose. Hey. Oh, you're welcome, AT. No problem. All right. Let's see, what do we got here? Jose, can you use African flower with Viagra? I would not recommend that. And the reason for that, I wouldn't recommend using Viagra. The reason for that is because Viagra actually cuts the blood flow from leaving out of your penis. That's how you get an erection. So there's a chemical that's in your body that releases the blood when it's supposed to be released out of your body, so you can your erection goes down. You just did what you're supposed to do. Your erection goes down. That's what happens. Viagra kills that chemical. If it kills it too good, you can end up with that 4-hour erection that everybody's like, yeah, you got a 4-hour erection. It's painful. They have to take a needle and draw the blood out of it. There's no part of a needle in your penis that should be in the same sentence. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend taking Viagra. Just take the African fly. You'll be good. Does African fly have an expiration date? Yes, it's a long expiration date. We're talking about up to 2 years. I would recommend taking it within the first year. And if you're going to keep it stored in a cool, dry space. That's the reason why the bottle is actually dark. Do not make the mistake that some guys, including myself, have done in terms of leaving it in your car and then taking it. It's got alcohol. The alcohol's hot. Fred Brown, where's the best place to get the African fly? Just go to africanfly.com. You can get it from there. We ship out same day if you order by 2 o'clock. Thank you, sir. 2 o'clock. Uh-huh. Carl, would black seed oil help with ED? Quite possibly. Once again, don't rely just on one product. You do want to keep doing the other things that I mentioned in terms of taking care of your body. But I mean, I have black seed oil myself. It's helpful. It's helpful. But once again, test. Uh-huh. Did my man say just eat bananas? Okay. I have to get to that one. Woo. All right. Oh, tab. I think I answered that one. Okay. Mickey J, what can I use to improve my libido as a man? Obviously, I'm going to say African fly, but once again, there is other things that you can take a look at. But it's more important that you're taking care of your body overall. You didn't just happen to run into having a problem with whether it's penis shrinkage, whether it's ED, whether it's weak erections. There's a pattern that you've been doing because you're naturally supposed to be able to live for a very long time and be, as a man, be able to reproduce for a very long time. One of the issues that we're facing right now is, and this is crazy, back in the day, the testosterone levels, the range for men was between 500 and 1500. Now the range is 350 to 1200. Things have gotten so bad in terms of the patterns that we're doing that they lowered the bar. That's not good. It's like, oh, yeah, well, it's lower now. I only have to get 350. No, if you're at 350, you got problems, especially compared to, your grandfather who's sitting there like, I'm 88. I got 500. You got 350 and you're 45. What? What's going on with you, boy? Yeah. So once again, you've got those patterns. We want to be careful with the patterns. Vincent Rich, is it okay to drink once a week? Depends on what you call a drink. Some people say a drink. Is that a drink? What size is a drink? Is it about this big, this big? Once again, that's being moderate. The experts say that you can, for a man, you could drink 2 drinks every day is moderate. I wouldn't recommend drinking 2 drinks a day. For a number of reasons. One being, whenever you drink, you're taking away levels of intellect. Your testosterone levels, you're just taking away. So if you're doing that constantly, you're going to run into a pattern. Run into a problem. So if you're saying once a week, I don't have a problem with that. Obviously it's better not to drink at all. But yeah, once a week you'll be okay. Frederick Jones, what causes penis shrinkage? A bad lifestyle causes penis shrinkage. Just living. That's, once again, when I talk about the 21-year-old man and the 91-year-old man, same guy, all of his muscles are shrinking. So that's part of your body. So what would keep it up is blood flow. So you need to keep that blood flow going to there. I just saw that. I'm going to try to mix African fly with watermelon or watermelon juice. Yeah. Get the watermelon. Oh, and make sure the watermelon has seeds. I know it's a little bit harder to find nowadays, but you want watermelon with seeds. Yep. Just eat bananas. Big whiskey. Gee, Michael said, just eat bananas. You'll feel where it comes. It's once again, it's not just one thing. Just not one thing. So yeah, bananas. And they say bananas have a lot of potassium. Potatoes have more potassium than bananas. That's just a marketing thing that they were doing back in the day. Yeah. All right. Cool. Would you recommend the intermittent fasting to someone like me who is skinny? Yes. But here's the thing. I said intermittent fasting. All of these things are supposed to make you healthy. What tends to happen is people want to take things too far just to see, or for whatever stupid reason. So, intermittent fasting, you can survive. And here's a funny thing. So I'm great at intermittent fasting, not a problem. Long-term fasting is more problematic for me. And I was trying to figure out why. I like eating salads. I like working out. I like doing all these different things. But when it came to prolonged fasting, it was an issue. and I was talking with my mother while on a fast. So I did a fast this past weekend for 3 days. Great. I feel much better, feel younger. The but when I was talking to my mother, she said, "Oh, that's not good because you could be driving your car and you'll fall out and crash." I'm like, "What?" And there are so many things about fasting that people have put into their mind that it's going to do some horrible things. That's marketing. They've been telling us that for years just so we keep eating. And here's one thing that's crazy, insane to crazy. Back in the day, Roman time, Roman era, they had slaves. You know what they did to their slaves? They kept feeding them. The masters would only eat once a day. Why would you do that? Why would that happen? Well, one, if you have someone who has to rely on you for food, they keep coming back or they don't want to leave. And two, it dulls your senses. Whenever you eat, your body has to take care of what just ate. So your blood flow, that everything to every other part of your body isn't the same. I mean, go eat and then go swim. You're going to run into a problem. So that's what happens when you're eating constantly. So, yep. Want to be careful with that. But yeah, it's in terms of fasting for a slim person, you just want to be careful. You want it to be healing, not harmful. What are some good times to take African fly throughout the day? Morning, afternoon, and early evening. Do not take it late into the night unless you plan on staying up for some sex. Is one day without food okay? Absolutely. I would highly suggest it. I mean, the most difficult thing with fasting is doing it correctly. And for a lot of people, sometimes they'll be like, I'm going to eat a whole bunch of stuff right before I fast. And it's like a whole bunch of crap. This one lady drank some Diet Mountain Dew before she went on the fast. Your body's going to go back to the easiest source of food. And that's what you just ate last. And so it's going back to something that's very bad for you. It's going to react. It's going to be like, hey, because what you're used to is covering it up. So you ate something bad and then you eat something else and then you eat something else. So it's just constantly covering it up. You don't get the full effect. When you come out of a fast and you don't eat, when you come out of a fast and you eat something that you shouldn't eat, your body will let you know immediately. So there we go. Michael said, what is black seed oil? Black seed oil is I can't give you the definition of it, but check it out. It's in health food stores. Larry Presley, will African fly and ginseng work? Yeah. There are many herbs that can be stacked with African fly. Once again, it's 250,000 plants around the planet. Actually, probably more that we don't even know about. So, for example, how potent is African fly paired with sea moss? That's potent. Yeah, sea moss by itself is nutrient dense, one of the most nutrient dense foods in the world. So if you're adding that with African fly, good things will happen. Big Meal Productions, beets is the beast. Yes, it is. Yes, beets are good for you. All right, Jude. How can I order African fly? Please go to africanfly.com. It is what is known as a boutique site. We only talk about African fly. We got the testimonials, the videos, the blog, information about the product so you can make the best decision possible for yourself with the product and you can use it correctly. We care about you. You're so welcome, sir. RC. All right. Woo. Man, we've been rocking and rolling. Hey, I want to thank everybody for staying on board with us. All right. That was funny. I do a beet carrot cold press. Ooh, yeah, that sounds good. I'm thirsty now. So yeah, guys, I want to thank you very much. Before I'm about to wrap up here, but before I do, if you haven't hit that like button, please do that. Please share this information with your friends. We want to get as many guys healthy as possible. That's what the mission of this is all about. So thank everybody very much. We do this every Thursday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, we release a video every Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. please come back. We're going to work on our technology so we can get it to a point where I can talk to you guys directly, because there's a lot of stuff you can learn from for everybody else. Frederick Jones, if I'm diabetic, will African fly work? Yes. One of the early investors in African fly, a family friend, actually had diabetes, and yeah, it worked for him. Men with diabetes tend to have lower testosterone. Hey, Lorenzo, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Carl Wilkins. Yes, I will stay safe. Everybody stay safe. Please stay safe. I've had one too many friends catch COVID. This stuff is scary. All right. All right. Cool deal. Cool deal. Thanks, everybody. I will see you next week. Thank you very much for sticking around for us. EJ, we'll get to those questions. If you have any questions, please come back next week. We'll make sure to get to all of them. Thank you all very much. Thanks, Peterson. And this is Uncle B saying, get your game up. Peace out.